Hello and welcome to Isolocity's quick product tour. In this video, we're going to learn how to add equipment in Isolocity. This can be done by clicking on Equipment in the left sidebar, followed by Equipment Manager. The Equipment module is used to record all your facility's equipment that may be due for calibration, maintenance, or additional work that needs to be done on an interval schedule. This module will help ensure that all your equipment pieces are up to date. So to start, we're going to create an equipment type. This can be done by clicking on Manage Equipment Types, followed by Create Equipment Type. So for this example, we're going to create an intake fan. So for my equipment type, I'm going to use climate control. And the equipment type is just going to be a broad classification for your equipment. And it is a mandatory field, so you want to make sure you have these signed up. This section here for reports, I'm going to leave blank because you do have the ability to add multiple reports and multiple frequencies within the specific piece of equipment. So it makes more sense to add them there if you have multiple reports. So I'm going to click Create Equipment Type and go back to the Equipment Manager. From here, I'm going to click Create Equipment and start by selecting the status. So if it's currently being used, it would be active. If you're no longer using the equipment, it would be inactive. And this would move it to the archived equipment page. You would then select if it's out for service and if it's a critical equipment. You can then add in the name. So for example, intake fan, select the type as climate control, add in a serial number and location. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and create the equipment to save our progress so far. And you do have the ability to add in owners and subscribers, with the main difference being that owners can contribute to this piece of equipment, whereas subscribers could only view it. You also have the ability to add any files that may be associated with this specific piece of equipment in the drop box here. Next, you would set up your reports and their frequencies. So you would select the template, for example, intake fan form. And these templates are previously created in our templates module. So you want to make sure you have these set up before adding them here. You would then add in your last report date and the frequency and duration, which will populate the next due date. So we do have the feature to exclude weekends. So if the next due date falls on a Saturday or Sunday, it will push it to the Monday, so the next business date. I'm going to click the check mark to save. And you do have the ability to add multiple templates to this piece of equipment with multiple different frequencies. So when the next due date is here, you'll receive an action item within your dashboard. And by clicking on that action item, it will automatically open the equipment inspection with the correct template. So there is a video on how to conduct an equipment inspection that I would suggest watching after this. So next you can add in a description for your equipment or a parts list. So if you have any parts that were set up within your part manager, you can add them here if they relate to your equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank and save my equipment. So one thing I want to point out is this clock icon. So this provides you with full traceability and an audit trail. So you'll be able to see who did what and when they did it. So going back, I'm in the list of equipment. So we do have some search features. You can search by keyword, by date range, by status, so active or inactive. You can search by in service or out of service, and if it's overdue. Along the bottom here, you also have view archived equipment. So any equipment that's been archived, you can see it here and easily unarchive it to bring it back into the list of equipment. A few other things to point out is the section for graphs. So you do have the ability to see some graphs based on the data within your equipment manager. And as you use the database more, this information will populate. And lastly, you have the ability to download some CSV reports. So an equipment list, overdue equipment maintenance, and upcoming equipment maintenance. So that's how you create a piece of equipment within Isolocity. Thank you for watching.